You're listening to the Dave Canning Sports Show. Here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to my house. Welcome back to the Dave Cave, and most importantly, welcome back to another episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I am your host, as always, the voice, Dave Canning, bringing you another exciting episode today. And if you want to listen to any of the past audio episodes, you can simply go to blogtalkradio.com/DaveCTheVoice. Over 25 episodes there, packed with so much content. Everything from the Stanley Cup Finals, Triple Crown of horse racing. We even did an episode live from Fenway Park, so you want to check those out, along with all the past episodes of the Dave Canning Sports Show right here on YouTube. And if you want to make it even easier to find every and any episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show here on YouTube, I need your help. I need to get to 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's simple. You search Dave Canning Sports Show. It'll pop up. It's simple. Click subscribe, 100 subscribers, and boom, we get a custom URL. Easy access for you, the loyal viewers of this show, and ease of access is what everyone craves. So if you can help me out by clicking the subscribe button below, liking and sharing this video, telling your friends about them, tell them to subscribe. 100 subscribers, custom URL, can't beat it. And don't forget, I'm all over every other type of social media. You can check me out on Facebook.com/DaveCTheVoice. You can also hit me up on Twitter @DaveCTheVoice. If you have a comment, question, concern, whatever you want to talk about this show, tell me about it. It might come up on a future episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. We could show your tweets and Facebook posts right here for everyone to see. Let's have a discussion. What do you want to hear on this show? Let me know there, and I'll tell you right here. Now, you may have seen an interesting hashtag I was putting up on my social media accounts, and that was this hashtag right here, TO for HOF. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not since Ken Griffey Jr. getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame unanimously, with those 3 voters not putting him on their ballots, not since then have I been so bamboozled by a Hall of Fame vote. How is Terrell Owens not in the National Football Hall of Fame? How is that possible? Somebody explain that to me. Find me on social media, leave a comment below, tell me why he's not in there. Terrell Owens, behind Jerry Rice, is probably the greatest wide receiver in the history of football. And yet, because he has a disruptive attitude and a bad locker room influence, we're going to keep the second greatest wideout out of where we immortalize the greats. How is that possible? Shouldn't it be what happens between the lines that keeps you in or out of the Hall of Fame? Now, I understand there's some sketchy, off-field incidents that are going to keep guys out, not giving them the first year of eligibility, Hall of Fame bid. And I understand that. That's fine. I can understand if Ray Lewis is not put in on his first year of eligibility. Once we find the white suit, then maybe we can, decide whether he goes in or not. But if we're going to keep T.O. out of the Hall of Fame because some people didn't like his attitude, then I don't know what the point of the Hall of Fame is. Let's just look at the stats. He is the second most in receiving yards behind Jerry Rice. He's 8th all-time in receptions. He's 3rd all-time for receiving touchdowns. He's 21st all-time for all-purpose yards. He's 16th all-time in yards per game. And the yards per game thing is kind of watered down because you got guys like Julio Jones and Odell Beckham Jr. who only have a few years and amazing years, so those numbers could go on, and he could climb the ranks again. 6-time Pro Bowler. And one of the most interesting stats, probably my favorite stat about T.O., he is the only player in NFL history to score not just 1 touchdown, but 2 or more touchdowns against all 32 teams. That means he went coast to coast, division to division, conference to conference, state to state, and showed up in every stadium the NFL had to offer him and got to the end zone. It's so simple. You don't like someone, you don't like when they talk, keep them out of the end zone. And nobody could do it to T.O. It's that simple, folks. Terrell Owens has the Hall of Fame stat numbers. He doesn't have a criminal record. He never beat up his girlfriend. He's never been in court for alleged murders. He ran his mouth and backed it up every Sunday. He got to the Super Bowl with an injury and still caught 122 yards. But because the voters don't like T.O., they're going to keep him out. You want to keep him out his first year of eligibility? That's fine. Everybody has their own ego. Obviously, T.O. has one. But the writers and the Football Hall of Fame voters have one too. And they wanted to keep T.O. out. And they're going to keep keeping T.O. out. What happens next year when Randy Moss is up for Hall of Fame eligibility? You going to keep him out too? He ran his mouth just as much. But because T.O.'s having a press conference doing sit-ups in his driveway, arguably one of the best press conferences ever, you're going to keep him out. The Hall of Fame voters have a responsibility for being the authors of the game of football for future generations to come. When I take my nephew to the Hall of Fame one day in Canton, Ohio, I don't want to be going through the Hall of Fame wings and saying, oh, you know, there's Michael Irvin, there's Jerry Rice. Those are some of the greatest wide receivers. But you know what? There's this other guy who's really good, but there's some spiteful people in this world not allowing him to be represented in this Hall of Fame. Terrell Owens, it bamboozles me. I'm bamboozled, I'm baffled, and I just don't get it. He is the second GOAT. He's the second greatest of all time behind Jerry Rice. And you know what? If you're saying you're the second best and a guy like Jerry Rice is the one in front of you, I'm not going to complain about silver medal there. No. Because no one's touching Jerry Rice. Same way nobody's touching Jordan. So LeBron is going to go off and say, you know what? I could go down as the second best player in the history of the league. Oh, who are you behind? Michael Jordan? I'm not going to complain. I think T.O. is complaining that people say you're not the greatest of all time. That's because he even would admit that Jerry Rice was the man. He played alongside Jerry Rice. He caught a touchdown in Jerry Rice's last game in San Francisco. Don't let the antics fool you, folks. Yeah, he pulled a pen out of his sock. He got your popcorn ready, grabbed the pom-poms from the cheerleader, spun the ball on the Dallas Star. But guess what, folks? He ran his mouth and he backed it up. Now it's your turn, as the voters of the Football Hall of Fame, to no longer be petty whiners because you didn't like how he handled the media and how he had so many antics off the field. Doesn't have a criminal record, and he is one of the greatest players between the lines ever. That's it. That's what should matter most. Yeah, he played on 6 different NFL teams, but you know what? He was good on each and every one of them. It's very simple. Terrell Owens is the second best wide receiver in the history of the NFL. There is no debating that. Look at the numbers. You can go back earlier in the video and see me rant about it. Terrell Owens is the second greatest wide receiver in the history of the game of football. Therefore, he should be in the Hall of Fame. It is without question that Terrell Owens has earned his place in Canton. Now, unfortunately, I'm not a voter, but folks, put it up on social media. When you're sharing this video on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, use the hashtag TO for HOF. And get your popcorn ready, Ken, because sooner rather than later, I guarantee you, these writers will have no choice but to realize that T.O. belongs in the Hall of Fame. It's that simple. Number 81, get your popcorn ready, Kenton. Now that's going to do it for this episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I hope you enjoyed it. We got plenty more to come on upcoming episodes of this show. We're going to talk about Melo. We're going to talk about Charles Oakley. So much more coming up in future episodes of the Dave Canning Sports Show. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter at DaveCTheVoice. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCTheVoice. And most importantly, with these videos here on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe. 100 subscribers, custom URL, ease of access to every and anyone that wants to catch up on these and past episodes of the Dave Canning Sports Show. And on behalf of the Dave Canning Sports Show, I am Dave C. The Voice, Dave Canning, reminding you to tell your mother you love her every day, because like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Welcome to my house.